A few years ago, Microsoft completed research that showed the attention span of the average North American has shrunk to 7 seconds. Goldfish are at 8. That means you have to make presentations to people with shorter attention spans than goldfish. Now, I contend the biggest reason for the skinny attention span is that skinny phone you see everyone holding. In this video, I'll show you how to present to audiences distracted by cell phones. I want you to get out your cell phone and start to send a text to somebody you know. It doesn't have to be a long text. Just go ahead and start typing a text. What I want you to notice is the configuration on the keyboard. Notice the top left line of the letters reads QWERTY. It's called the QWERTY keyboard. And the reason it's laid out that way is because research done in the 19th century showed that was the configuration that forced people to type the slowest. By forcing people to type slowly, they got them to stop breaking the early typewriters, and that made it easier to sell the first generation of typewriters. But now, 150 years later, we still use the slowest configuration possible, even though you can no longer break the keyboard by typing fast. Now, the story I just told you is true, and the reason I told you that story was to meet you where you are. You see, if you're like most people, you have a cell phone in your hand. You might even be watching this on your cell phone. As a presenter, we can tell people to put away their cell phones. That doesn't work nearly as well as finding ways to incorporate people's cell phones into your presentation. Look, people have become so used to holding their cell phones, they feel naked without it in their hands if it's out of sight. But by engaging you with your cell phone right out of the gate, I got you involved in this presentation without that annoying lecture. Put away your cell phone and pay attention. Yeah, screw you, buddy. Stop trying to compete with cell phones. They aren't going away. Instead, think of ways to incorporate them into your presentation. Here are 4 ways to do just that. 1, use polling software. A couple of popular ones are Slido and Poll Everywhere. There are dozens out there, and the idea is to use cell phones to increase audience interaction. 2, ask people to send you a text with their #1 objective that they want to get out of your presentation. 3, ask the audience to Google something that you already know the answer to and make it a competition. First one to get it right gets a free copy of my book. 4, use phones as icebreakers. Tell people to go to their photos on their phone and find a photo that makes them feel happy, sad, excited, engaged, whatever emotion you want them to feel at the beginning of your presentation. When they have that photo selected, ask a few people to stand up, share the photo, and why it makes them feel a certain way. This will put people into the right state at the beginning of your presentation, which is the object of the Open anyway. It's easier to try to engage people and their cell phones than merely compete with the cell phones. Unless, of course, you're presenting to goldfish and their expansive 8-second attention span. But even if you could connect with goldfish, what good is that? They can't clap. Till next time, the hay's in the barn.